Hello, so I'm back with vlog number 10. So those, we got to 10. Next, so this chapter we read about in the rhetorical act was the opportunities and challenges arising from rhetor. So rhetor, as I mentioned, it means, let me go back to the definition. It means art. Rhetor means political and public speaker in the Greek language and stuff like that. So in this chapter, it discusses what it evaluates what really is rhetor and where it comes from. So modern research has demonstrated that the Vian ethos are remarkable. The attitude towards the rhetor prior to the rhetorical act originate in 5 areas: the reader reputation, the reader's appearance, how the reader is introduced in the audience, the context in which the reader act occurs, and the occasion of the rhetorical act. So essentially, it's saying that like rhetorical purpose and everything that it comes from and stuff like that stems from 5 different things: the reputation of who is speaking, the person's appearance and how they look and how they are acting, how they introduce themselves to the audience, so it's like how they make themselves presentable, they're talking to a target audience or not, the context in which the rhetorical act occurs. So if it's like so if it's a very long time ago, let's say it was like in the 1700s, and you're like using this as a speech to motivate let's say like a civil war. So the French, the bourgeoisie versus the what are the names? Proletariat. I totally forgot what their name is. Anyways, so essentially in France, to start their revolution and stuff like that in the late 1700s, they rose up against the working class, and they just started killing the working class, stuff like that. For this day and age, you could use that type of act of occurrence and put into perspective. Someone like saying someone could do it 300 years ago, what's stopping us from doing it now? That type of thing. It like puts it into context of what it is, and that is how you appeal, and the 5 areas of how rhetorical acts occur. So, and then the last one is the occasion of the rhetorical act. So essentially, let's say you are at a party and stuff like that. So this is like the occasion that you're at, and then you're speaking about something, a significant something. So it could be a wedding. So let's say you're at a wedding and stuff like that. The rhetorical act is that these people are loving each other and they're going to be married for the rest of their lives. So that is another example of it. So in the reader's reputation is God's chance to give the audience tended to be higher. A reader with a bad reputation, or one that did not take part in the appearance, risks losing their own audience. Like I was saying, a good reputation equals good character. People find it easier to listen, and people assume or hear and have good virtues about them. So a person like this would be Oprah. She is a very credible person and someone that people take extremely seriously, to a point where it's like you just have to believe her. There are a lot of other people too that are very influential in a sense. You might not agree with them all the time, but they're very influential and they're very credible. So how readers introduced to stage is very important as well. Poor bringing introduction depicts a boring reader. So it's like if you don't bring anything to the table, nothing special about you, you are just concrete, things are boring, no one is going to listen to you, and psychologically it suggests that no one is just like no one is attentive while you're listening, which is not something that you would want and stuff like that. And then the last one, what I was just talking about, the occasional. So the occasion of the reader is as much as significant as everything else. This is because it provides the area of receiving the act. So yeah, like I said, a wedding and stuff like that. And you could also choose something as very minimal and stuff like that. If a rhetoric act occurs in its natural context or its appropriate context, the chances of it being perceived positively are higher. So that is vlog number